Hello, I will be talking to you about cognitive behavioral therapy tonight. Um, this is one of the therapies that you can use when you are going through, uh, traumatic events. This therapy focuses on the relationship among thoughts, feelings, and behavior. It targets the current problem or symptoms that you may be having, and it focuses on changing the patterns of your behavior, your thoughts, and your feelings. Um, this type of therapy is actually good for different mental conditions such as depression, anxiety, um, post traumatic stress disorder, and some other forms of psychological conditions that you may have from a traumatic experience. Many of you have already discussed different types of breathing techniques in yoga, so I don't want to really go back over that because I do believe that they all work. They're all very good treatment techniques that will help um, traumatic events. But cognitive behavior therapy is mainly focusing on the mind to change the way you're feeling about different things. Excuse me. Um, I have myself, since learning this technique, since we started this master's program, I have actually used this on myself because I know some days I'm very overwhelmed with school when we were doing our internship and working at the same time. I'm a probation officer, so I have a lot of clients that I'm basically, dealing with a lot of drama. Um, some things don't have to happen, but they do, unfortunately. But one of the cognitive behavior therapy techniques that I discovered when I did my research was something called journaling. And with the journaling, what happens with this, you gather the data about your moods and your thoughts, and you keep track of it. And by keeping track of it, you're putting it in a notebook. You're doing a gratitude. Sometimes you do gratitude journaling, which you want to say what you're grateful for, how your day has been. You can keep your calendar um, in your journal just to keep you abreast of all the events that you have coming up in your life. This is something they just started maybe about a couple years ago on YouTube and Instagram. It's really, I had actually started one, and it is really good to have. It really makes you feel good about what's going on in your life, and you can see when you're not having a good day or a good month. For instance, I'll show you, for instance, what a mood tracker is, which is part of a journal. Okay, this is part of a journal. And here, I don't know if you can really see it. There it is. Here, you can see the journal where at the very top, this person put 1 through 30, which is, or 31, which is the days of the month. And on the side, she has January down to December. And at the very bottom, she has her different moods. So, like in yellow, she's happy, content, um, feeling grateful, and all that. And I'll say, like in blue, she's feeling average, uneventful. Purple, she's feeling lethargic. I'm sorry, sick and low. So if you look at the chart above, you'll see all the yellow, which is a happy and positive feelings that she's having, which is good because it seemed like she had more positive than she had negative during most of the year, I would say. She had some blue, which was like she felt a little she felt okay and maybe uneventful. And in the purple, she wasn't feeling well. She was sick. So this is one way you can keep your mood to show how you're balancing your behavior, your thinking, and the way you're feeling about things. I feel like that is really a great way, especially men and women I've seen use a bullet journal, and they're happy about it. They're some days they're not all. I mean, some days they're a little down, but a lot of times, for the most part, I follow a lot of people who were really happy about their journal. They did different things to um, make them feel good about themselves, and they showed a lot of gratitude in their journal. So if you get a chance, try to look up bullet journaling on YouTube and on Instagram. You'll see a whole lot of information on that. There's other things that you can do to help your the cognitive behavior therapy can help with traumatic events. Sometimes if you have like nightmare exposures and rescripting, such as it's like, well, it's intended specifically for those suffering from nightmares. Okay, so this technique is similar to another technique which is called extraceptive exposure, and in the nightmare it's elicited, which brings up the relevant emotion. Once the emotion has arisen, the client and the therapist work together to identify the desired emotions and develop, a new image accompanying the desired emotion. Um, Interoceptive exposure is the technique which is intended to treat panic and anxiety. Okay, it involves exposures to fear bodily sensations in order to elicit the response. It activates any unhelpful beliefs associated with sensations, maintain the sensations without distractions or avoidance, and allow new learning about the sensations to take place. It is intended to help the sufferer see the symptoms of panic are not dangerous, although they may be uncomfortable. Um, there's just some other different techniques you can use. A lot of, like I said, was a lot of it was like breathing exercises, muscle relaxing, and stuff like that. Another one that I found was interesting is called play the script until the end, and this technique is especially useful for those suffering from fear and anxiety. In this technique, the individual who is vulnerable to crippling fear or anxiety conducts a sort of thought experiment where they imagine the outcome of the worst case scenario. Letting this scenario play out can help the individual to recognize that even if everything they fear comes to pass, it will likely turn out okay. That's one of my mottos. Like, whatever happens is going to be all right. For the good or the bad, it's going to be all right. I try to think like that a lot. I also found that, to relax, you can actually paint. And when I say paint, I know that some people will not go to the store and get canvas and paint themselves and just start painting. But like with some friends or family members, they now have things called painting with a twist, painting on a towel. It's like a little get together. Some people have birthday parties for when I had one for my birthday party a couple years ago. Well, last year I had it for my birthday party, and you go in and you have food and stuff, and your beverages, and then you can just paint. And the teacher is actually explaining to you how to paint a good picture. I don't have a picture here in front of me, and I should have a picture here in front of me. All right, here is a picture that I drew. Me and my Can you see this? Hopefully you can see this. Me and my husband went to a paint party, and see the instructor basically was basically like, um, draw these lines, draw a line here, make dots here, and it came out to be a picture just like this. I hope everybody can see it. And everybody says it looks so nice. You did a good job. I can't paint like that, but you can. You can. So, this is very, very relaxing. Very, very relaxing. I have been up to about 5 of those paint parties. And every time I go, it's just relaxed. It makes me feel good, like you're on La La Land. You're just relieved of all kinds of stress. So that's all I have for cognitive behavioral therapy. I hope everybody enjoyed my video and can take something away from it. Thank you and good luck. Bye bye.